There's no denying that trophies and achievements are part of modern gaming's lifeblood. They keep players engaged for longer as they obsessively chase down each and every last of the digital rewards. And while the majority of trophies are given out for completing levels, discovering Easter eggs and so on, sometimes developers keenly toy with players and their commitment to unlocking achievements. I'm Si for WhatCulture.com and these are 10 recent gaming trophies that totally trolled you. Number 10. Beauty, Fitness, Mindfulness and Meditation. Goat Simulator 3. Goat Simulator 3's mere existence is basically an act of trolling the player, especially as developer Coffee Stain Studios never bothered to make Goat Simulator 2. The surprisingly fun sequel spends most of its time mocking Ubisoft-esque open world games, sending players on ridiculous fetch quests and making them do intentionally repetitive tasks in order to progress through the story. And the developer's disdain of the modern gaming industry evidently extends to our tireless fascination with achievements too, as best embodied by the Beauty, Fitness, Mindfulness and Meditation Chief. This secret trophy can be unlocked by simply planting your hooves on a yoga mat inside the yoga studio and sitting through a whole yoga session. Yep, that's the whole thing. It takes about 5 minutes to trigger, so you're best advised to go brew a cup of coffee, make a sandwich or go to the bathroom to kill some time. But if you do hang around and listen to the yoga instructor's hippy-dippy dialogue, it eventually transitions into him suggesting that you actually won't get any tangible reward for standing still. And just then, as you hit the 5-minute mark, the achievement pops. Glorious. Number 9. Ultra Marathon. Dying Light 2, Stay Human. There are some absurdly time-consuming achievements that at least come with a major sense of accomplishment as they push the player's skill and mettle to the absolute limit. And then there are blatant time sink busy work ones like Dying Light 2's Ultra Marathon achievement, which requires you to travel at least 960 kilometers. During conventional play, players have reported taking more than 200 hours to pop the chi, putting it far outside the wheelhouse of a solid 99% of players, literally given that only 1% of players have actually unlocked it to date. It was, however, eventually discovered that falling distance counts as travel, and players could simply use a rubber band to make themselves continually fall while idle, although this method was calculated to take around 10 days to complete. Basically, Ultramarathon is a textbook example of a developer coming up with a patently ridiculous, even unfair achievement that only sought to waste players' time and run up their electricity bill. Number 8. Super Go Outside. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. When the Stanley Parable released back in 2013, it featured a number of achievements that basically stuck two middle fingers up at the very idea of achievements themselves. Most infamously, there was Go Outside, which could only be earned by players who booted the game up after not playing it for a whole 5 years. But for the new Ultra Deluxe version of the game released this past April, developers Crows hilariously one-upped this with a beefed up revision of the achievement called Super Go Outside. This new chief required you to not play the game for an entire decade, meaning that it can't be legitimately earned until April 27th, 2032, by which point people who bought the original Stanley Parable on launch will probably be middle-aged. Though players soon enough realised they could unlock the achievement by just going offline and moving their system clock forward a decade, the developers responded with a post mocking their cheating desperation. Staying true to the comedy style of the Stanley Parable, they wrote that nothing was risked and nothing was gained. It's sad that you don't know the difference. I mean, it's true, but they didn't have to say it. Number 7. Can't Catch Me. Stray. Though the majority of Stray's trophies are actually relatively straightforward and totally achievable for average players, Can't Catch Me is a whole other beast entirely. This trophy requires you to complete the first Zerk pursuit from the game's second chapter without being caught. Though surviving the Zerks is simple enough, getting through this section without any of them latching onto you is extremely difficult due to the narrow passages and sheer volume of Zerks attempting to grab you. It requires pulling off a pitch-perfect minutes-long escape with the Zerks coming out of nowhere on numerous occasions, and short of literally studying the AI routines of the Zerks ad nauseum, it's a major pain in the ass to get through unscathed. Unsurprisingly, the Stray subreddit is filled with posts from disgruntled players who wasted hours trying to pop the trophy and felt that it simply was too harsh due to the perceived randomness of the Zerks attacks, especially for such a otherwise casual-friendly game. Number 6. Watch Every Death. The Callisto Protocol. The Callisto Protocol is a unique case because this achievement is the only one on this list you'll never be able to get, given that developers Striking Distance Studios removed it prior to release. Before the game hit stores, they confirmed that there was an achievement for viewing every single possible death animation in the game. Sounds awesome, right? Except in the weeks leading up to the release, they additionally confirmed that 13 of the game's death animations would be paywalled behind the season pass, meaning players would be unable to complete the achievement list without shelling out another £25 for the season pass on top of the game. But the very same week, the game's trophy list was also leaked, which revealed that the death animation trophy had been removed entirely, presumably to preempt the understandable complaints about the trophy effectively being locked behind a pay gate. Still, it's a fun idea for a trophy, and such a shame that publisher Krafton decided to make players pay more to see every death. Though without the achievement reward, let's be honest, most people probably just watched a death compilation on YouTube, didn't they? Number 5. Prodigal Child, SIFU. Making it to the end of SIFU is a pretty tough challenge as it stands, but if you want to unlock the Prodigal Child achievement, you'll need to beat the game at age 25 or less. Now hold on a second, this game isn't ageist, it's not talking about you, it's talking about your character. Given that SIFU ages you up every time you die, and you can age all the way from 20 into your late 70s, that gives you few opportunities for mistakes. Unsurprisingly, it's the hardest achievement in the game, and the one that almost everybody knocks off last, if they're even able to at all. Basically, you need an expert understanding of both SIFU's combat mechanics and the placement of all the game's enemies to have a chance in hell of getting through this in one piece. You'll need to be able to sail through the earlier levels without incurring any deaths, though many players ultimately resorted to using backup saves to effectively save scum their way through it. And honestly, who can blame them? Number 4. Decked Out, Overwatch 2. Because it wasn't problematic enough that Overwatch 2 launched with a bug that literally kicked players out of matches for unlocking achievements, there's the widely maligned Decked Out Chief. Returning from the first Overwatch, Decked Out requires players to collect 50 unlocks for a single hero, and while the original game allowed players to randomly collect them from opening free loot boxes, Overwatch 2 makes it way more of a chore or a financial burden. While Overwatch 2's lack of loot boxes sounds good in theory, the reality is that there's no meaningful or satisfactory replacement. Instead, players who want to complete Decked Out will either have to drop about $130 on Overwatch coins to unlock 50 cosmetics, or spend an insane amount of time doing it the hard way by completing weekly challenges. Though legacy players who popped the achievement in the first game were able to repop it in the sequel, those new to the series were effectively punished for their neophyte status. Blizzard clearly hoped they could make achievement-obsessed players fork out top dollar to get this one quickly. Number 3. Cutting Heads Off Snakes, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 offers up arguably the most difficult campaign in the series' history, and so its Cutting Heads Off Snakes achievement basically feels like developer Infinity Ward laughing at the player. To earn this trophy, you either need to beat the campaign on Veteran or Realism, the two hardest difficulties the game has to offer. And given that Modern Warfare 2's story mode isn't exactly a walk in the park on even regular difficulty, where no more than a few errant bullets will send you back to the last checkpoint, this achievement feels like repeatedly throwing yourself against a brick wall. When you factor in a number of tricky stealth levels and an infuriating overabundance of armoured enemies who take forever to go down, it's a stamina draining pain in the bum to get through. Plus, on launch, some players reported a bug where the achievement didn't even unlock upon completion, ensuring that all that extra blood, sweat, tears and time was spent for basically nothing. Awful. Number 2. Fallout doesn't let you do this, High on Life. Coming from the mind of Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland, it's little surprise that High on Life relishes making fun of both itself and gaming as a whole. This is perhaps best embodied through an early achievement you can hoover up called Fallout Doesn't Let You Do This. While exploring the slums, you'll be accosted by a yellow alien child called Slumsley, and though the game initially prevents you from shooting him, if you persist enough you'll indeed be able to cap him and kill him. Hilariously, as the achievement pops, your talking gun Kenny expresses his surprise at being able to kill the kid, given that it's one of the last few taboos remaining in video games, enough that the Fallout series famously won't allow you to do so. But High on Life says balls to that, and not only lets you mow down a child in cold blood, it even gives you digital dopamine for doing so. Be ashamed. Be very ashamed. And number 1, all of them. GoldenEye 007. And our list concludes with an especially strange case now, given that it's about a game that still hasn't been released. Well, not in this form anyway. Though a remaster of the N64 classic GoldenEye 007 was officially announced for Xbox Game Pass and Nintendo Switch back in September, news of its impending unveiling stretched back as far as January, when the game's achievement list appeared on True Achievements. Then in June, popular Twitter account Wario64 discovered a revised set of achievements viewable on the Xbox website. The achievements themselves seem totally standard and reasonable enough, but with the January leak, fans understandably assumed a formal announcement to be imminent. And then they waited 8 more months of radio silence before it actually happened. We still don't know when the game will finally be in our hands outside of a vague 2023 promise, so this mysterious list of achievements is surely trolling people who are desperate to get back into GoldenEye 007. And that's the list. Let us know what you thought of this video down in the comments below. Which of these achievements did you struggle most with recently? And of course, let us know of any others that we missed. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to visit WhatCulture.com for more content like this one. I've been Si for WhatCulture, and have a good week.